Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Jake Gordon and Alex Lord. It's the time of the show where I talk about one of my favorite things, Braves prospects. We don't talk about it a lot on this show, and the Braves don't really have many good young players, but there's one standout that I felt was worth an entire segment, and it's AJ Smith-Shawver. He was a 2021 7th-round pick. He's, in my opinion, the best prospect in the system. I know MLB.com has him ranked 4th. I know some other things have him ranked 1st. I don't even think it's close. He is by far the best prospect in the system. He throws about 98, 99 with 19, 20 inches of break. If that sounds familiar, that's Spencer Strider for you. And he's pitching like Spencer Strider. He's yet to give up a run. He just got promoted to Mississippi as a 20-year-old, which is very rare. And I want to propose the idea because the Braves have starting pitching woes. Is it possible for a 20-year-old to make his MLB debut this fast when he started the year in high A Rome? It sounds kind of ridiculous, but the Braves in the past, if they need him, if they think he can be something beneficial to the team, they've shown no hesitancy in bringing their guys up. Michael Harris, Spencer Strider, Vaughn Grissom, just a few examples. Could he be that guy as early as this year if Soroka, Dodge, Schuster can't prove to add anything to the team?
I'm gonna be a wet blanket and say no, but I will say if there is any franchise that's gonna do it, I think it would be the Braves. This kid is really impressive. When you look at his scouting report too, I think he was committed to play baseball and football, play quarterback at Texas Tech. He was high school teammates with Bobby Witt Jr., one of my favorite players in the majors. I mean, God, imagine playing that team in high school. That sounds awful. Bobby Witt Jr., the third pick in the draft a couple years ago. I mean, the kid's just an athlete. I think that's the main thing, and he's a big kid. Like I said, quarterback recruit. Yeah, some guys just got it like that. He's just very naturally gifted. And I think one of the big concerns going into this year was his command. And this year he's been on. And I think the Braves are still going to prioritize his development over rushing him up to the majors, which is the right move. But, man, he's going to be really exciting. I think he has frontline starter written all over him. And if this kid develops at this rate, continues to pitch like this, it's going to be hard to keep him out of the majors. And I think we could maybe see him in October as a late call-up, as a September call-up, just to get him some innings. But I'm gonna hold my reservations for now. But I'm gonna have my eye on him for sure.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's like 6'3", 200 plus pounds. Yeah, talk about an athlete. Some guys just have it, like you said. Rich get richer. Yeah, if there's one organization who doesn't care, we're trying to win right now, it's the Atlanta Braves. I wouldn't put anything past them. I think it's just probably too early. It is too early, but we're just talking hypotheticals. It would be hilarious if he came up and just shoved and we just had another superstar, 20-year-old superstar.
Yeah, and I don't think, like I almost said, I think I've said it a couple of times that it would be foolish to think. But I just, the more I think about the Braves and the more I think about the situation that they're in, and the more that the reason why they call up prospects is simply because if they think they can, have an impact on the team, if they can positively impact the team, they do actually put development a little bit to the side in situations if they're in a death, because they're in a championship window. Let's make no mistake about it. If they think this guy can help them run away with the division. Now, I don't see it happening for the biggest reason being if this division stays 6 games, if they don't need him, they're not going to rush him. Like, there's no point. Let him develop. Let him spend most of the year in AA. I think he's probably going to start there for most of the year. Hopefully he gets a call up to Gwinnett and has success. I mean, he's only pitched 7 AA innings, but they've been some damn good 7 AA innings. I mean, he has 9 strikeouts, only given up a couple hits, no runs. He's yet to give up a run all year. He has legitimate superstar potential. And listen, he might run into some bumps in the road. I'm expecting that. But that upside and that ability to eat some innings when you don't have your top 2 guys, it becomes interesting. And I don't think we're anywhere close to that point. He's still got to have some more success in AA. But if he just keeps dominating AA, I mean, that's a big test for a 20-year-old. If he keeps dominating AA and this lead starts to shrink and Jared Schuster is terrible and Dylan Dodd, he definitely doesn't look like the guy. He has like a 9 ERA in Gwinnett. And Michael Soroka, God forbid, he maybe has some injury issues. Like, if you desperately need him, I do think he's talented enough to actually make it at the major league. Like, maybe fake it. Let's not say make it. He fakes it at the major league level. He's able to just give you 5 innings, strike out enough batters, 3 runs, those kind of performances where he's eating your innings. He's helping you out. It's a lot to ask, but if things get bad, you do kind of have this This
The
like
more we talk about it, the more.
If there's this ace under Alex Anthopoulos' sleeve, like if he has to play this thing, it's like, I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it. It's not going to be played. But if desperate times come desperate measures, and I could see him, I mean, listen, look what Vaughn Grissom, like he was nowhere. Now we know he was nowhere clear Major League ready, and they still threw him up there, and he had some success. He helped the Braves out in a time of need. I think this is kind of a similar situation with all the injuries. It just like things would have to get a little worse.
Yeah, I think the timing is not going to be right, because when you talk about where the timing could intersect, where he makes a couple more AA starts and where he actually shows that he's got this, it could be trade season by that point, and you could be able to go ahead and get an established starter and not have to worry about it. But we see injuries all the time. I didn't think any of us expected at this point in the season we'd be down Max Fried and Kyle Wright for the foreseeable future. So, yeah, it definitely could happen.
There's that nightmare. Like, what if another injury comes up? Like, like what if something worse comes up? And I hate even saying it because you don't want to talk these kind of things into fruition. But, these are things that you have to think about. And
hang on. Let me just say that these are things that Alex Anthopoulos is absolutely thinking about. It is prepare for the worst, hope for the best in these sort of circumstances. I mean, we don't want it to happen, obviously, but it is something worth exploring. And I think the Braves would absolutely bring this guy up if it came to crunch time. Another injury, the NL East lead shrunk, anything. Like, I don't think they would hesitate.
Yeah. And then listen, and the only reason I'm talking about this, about a guy who's 20 years old and only has 2 AA starts, is because I really think this young kid is going to be a superstar.
And we have precedent.
Yeah. So coming up after the break, we are going to talk the NBA playoffs again, LeBron's legacy, and which superstar needs this title the most.